Hello there, this is Sorvesteon and welcome back to my series on crafting in Naval Action. In this video, I'm going to be going over crafting experience and your crafting level and the best way to get crafting experience. So, first of all, what is crafting experience? Well, crafting experience is the amount of experience you get from crafting things in Naval Action, and it goes towards your crafting level. Now, your crafting level is tied to your Steam account, just like your player rank. So if you delete your character on whatever server you're playing currently, and you go and make a new one, your new character, on whatever server you make it on, will have the highest player rank you achieved as well as the highest crafting level you achieved previously. To get crafting experience, you must spend labor hours. Labor hours being required to craft really, well, everything and anything. From crafting, you gain experience. So here, let's take a look at casting. So, iron ingots, because I love iron ingots. Iron ingots take 1 labor hour to produce if you're just producing 2 iron ingots. And here, if I look at the iron ingots blueprint, it gives me 1 crafting experience per, well, basically, quantity on the slider. So if I increase the quantity to maximum, I'll get 32 iron ingots. And you see it produces 2 iron ingots, so divide 32 by 2 means you're doing 16 runs of this blueprint, really. And I'll be spending 16 labor hours, which will therefore give me, so I have 1,151. So let's click craft. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So now that I have spent 16 labor hours to craft 32 iron ingots, my crafting experience went up by 16 to 1,167. Now, crafting iron ingots is a fantastic way to get experience when your crafting level is very low. I mean, like level 1. Mostly because you don't have access to, the really sweet things that you want to craft to get, all the nice crafting experience. And the real crafting experience kind of comes from shipbuilding. Not really from resources. See, if I go into my oak log, I only have 2 oak logs that I can get, and I can't collect them right now because I've already collected them. But you don't get experience from doing resource collection from your buildings, only from crafting. So either by, crafting components or manufacturing upgrades and components, or by doing shipbuilding. Basically anything that requires a blueprint. So, like, all this stuff in woodworking requires a blueprint. Now, mind you, you get all the blueprints for, all the basic components and processing all the raw resources right off the bat as soon as you make a new character. So you don't have to go around trying to get the blueprints for any of these things. Shipbuilding's a little bit different. You do get certain blueprints by default. It's tied to your crafting level. Like once I hit 25, I got the frigate blueprint. But to unlock other blueprints, I think like the Mercury blueprint or some other ones, like the Renome, the Bellepool, a Victory, a Santisma, a La Grosse Venture, you have to go out and get those blueprints through crafting or by getting them from other players. Anyways, I digress. So, where you really are going to get the nice experience from is from crafting traders' cutters. Oh, I don't want maximum quality. Now, why? First of all, look at the crafting level. Crafting level 3. You can start producing them very early on. And look at the requirements. If you're just crafting basic ones, there's no extra notes that are required that suck up a lot of your labor hours and don't give you very much experience. And it doesn't have a whole lot of parts that you need to, or components that you need to gather in order to craft. Whereas, if I go to a frigate, you can see that there is just like a ton more stuff you need to do crafting, especially these small and medium carriages. Or if I go to manufacture, medium carriages, that 20 labor hours to produce a full set, 320, and it requires a lot of resources to do that as well. Same thing, like even the small carriages, like it's quite a bit of crafting hours and quite a bit of resources. And that's not something you want to spend when you're trying to level up. Obviously, or as I mentioned in my previous video, you only get 1,000 labor hours per day. So you want to use your labor hours crafting trader's cutters, because that's where you're going to get the most experience from. There we go. It only cost me 224 labor hours to craft a basic trader's cutter, whereas I get 536 experience for crafting one. So it's like I'm getting double the experience, or I'm getting double the experience for the amount of labor hours I'm putting into it. So that being said, the trader's cutter is probably one of the best ways, or crafting trader's cutters is probably one of the best ways to increase your crafting level quickly. And now that being said, you want to be spending your labor hours on the trader cutter, not on crafting things in order to make the trader's cutter. And the trader's cutter, having, kind of one of the least, is one of the best. Whereas, like I mentioned, if you're crafting a frigate, well, you have to spend just so much more of your labor hours, to craft all this other stuff. And those components are not really giving you a whole lot of experience. Crafting a ship is basically almost, well, here, if it takes 882 labor hours to craft a basic frigate, the blueprint gives me 2,100. So that's fine. It gives me basically double the experience no matter what ship I'm crafting. However, it requires a whole lot more components in order to craft this frigate, whereas the trader's cutter requires a lot less. So basically, the trader's cutter requires kind of the minimal investment of your labor hours and crafting materials in order to get to the point that you can start getting that, that nice 2-to-1 ratio on your experience versus your labor hours that you're spending. Otherwise, you're basically going to get stuck, just like if I just crafted a whole bunch of, I want to go casting. If I just crafted a whole bunch of ballast, I get 1 experience for every labor hour I put in. So if I craft 2,000 ballast, I'm only getting 1,000 experience. And you can see that at my crafting level here, 27, look how much experience I need to get to the next level. So it's going to start taking you multiple days. Even with trader's cutters, at this point, it's starting to take multiple days in order to get the crafting level up. And so, when you start getting into those really high levels, like level 49, it's going to take a long time. All right. So, yeah, I'm ready. So let's craft this trader's cutter. Ooh, I see I got a low-grade note. That's another great advantage to crafting trader's cutters. You also get this extra stuff, which you can sell for money. It's fantastic. If I crafted a frigate, I might have a chance of getting high-grade notes. Alright, so I gotta go back to my docks and I gotta sell this thing because I don't have any more room. But that's fine. I mean, another great reason to craft the trader's cutter to increase your level and get crafting experience quickly is because you can sell it. And you can generally sell it for more than what you paid to get the materials for it. Now, I mean, that's depending on how you get your materials or your resources. Shop. Okay. Nope. Craft. So I wanted to craft another trader's cutter, but lo and behold, I'm missing some oak frame parts and I'm missing some planks. So I have to go spend my labor hours on other things that are not going to give me as much crafting experience. So I might as well just do a full thing of planks. So like here I'm only getting 1 crafting experience for every labor hour I put in. So, you know, I'm getting basically a 1-to-1 ratio of experience to labor hours instead of that nice 2-to-1 ratio. And I need to go and craft some oak frame parts. Wait, how many of those did I need? I had 13, so I need 47. Manufacture. Nope, wrong one. Oak frame parts. Okay. So these are taking up 30 labor hours. However, once this finishes, if I go to the blueprint, it only gives me 1 crafting experience per every 5 oak frame parts. Now I produced 50 oak frame parts. That means that for spending 30 labor hours, I only got 10 experience. Now imagine, you know, if I had to produce like more of this stuff, which you do have to for the larger ships. They require, you know, more frame parts. And they also require like other things that just suck up your labor hours and don't give you a whole lot of experience. Well, now that I've gotten that stuff out of the way, cool, I'm ready to build again and get more experience. Another trader's cutter, nothing extra, unfortunately. Almost crafting level 27. Okay. I need more planks and I need more oak frame parts. How am I doing on oak? Oak log. Okay, I've got quite a bit, so that's not a problem. I definitely need more. Okay, so I needed, yeah, we'll just do 60. Craft. I want to try and reduce the amount of labor hours I'm spending to just the bare minimum on this stuff, because I do want to use it for other things. There we go, and I need some more planks, and well, you use planks for a lot of stuff, so I might as well just, you know, craft all of the maximum amount that I can, considering I'm only using up 60 in labor hours. And come on. There we go. I can go back to shipbuilding and I can produce, oh, not enough room in the docks. Okay, sell that, confirm. Your ship has been successfully sold. I have more room in the docks now. Trader's cutter. All right. Oh, I need some cordage and oakum. Craft some of that. Oh, see, look at that, 32 labor hours. Okay, so, but I got quite a bit out of it. I had to use up tar though. Tar is quite kind of a valuable resource. It also takes a lot of labor hours to produce. Like, tar is just one of those things. For a log, 3 labor hours to produce 1 tar. You know, so like to produce 16 tar takes 48 labor hours. It's quite expensive when it comes to labor hours. Not something that you want to be having to produce a lot of. Probably better to buy it. Okay, there we go. Craft. So instead of using my own labor hours to, you know, to get all this stuff, the ideal way to increase your crafting level would be to actually just buy this stuff. Like to buy the ready-made components and then just, use your labor hours purely just to craft the ship itself. That would be ideal, but that can get quite expensive. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. It depends on how much money you have and whether or not you want to be, spending all that money to get your crafting level up, or whether or not you want to save money but progress at a slightly slower speed up the crafting levels. So now I'm up to crafting level 28, which is fantastic. Almost up to being able to craft an exceptional frigate. Still got a long way to go to level 50 to be able to craft exceptional Santismas. Oh boy. Well, so that is crafting experience and your crafting level, and my tips for how to get your crafting level up quickly. Obviously, once you get up into the higher levels, you're going to have to start crafting ships like the frigate, and then it's going to give you some other blueprints, and then you're going to have to use those to craft other ships so that you can get other blueprints as you work your way up eventually to the Santisma, and you're going to be getting quite a bit of experience from crafting those ships in order to get the blueprints. So, but in between doing that, traders cutters are probably the most efficient way of getting your crafting level up. So this has been Sorvesteon from Naval Action. Next video, I'm going to look at trading and the cheapest way to get resources in this game. So until next time, take care and happy sailing.